Going, recording, stand by, going live.
Good morning, everybody. It is now a beautiful Friday. We're in Galveston, Texas, broadcasting live from Maceo Spice, an import company. So excited to be here. We're located off of Market Street. We got Concetta hanging out with us. Concetta's been a huge blessing to us. She's been a guest on our show. She's actually filled in a couple times as a guest.
Hey, guys.
Personality, I suppose. What's up?
Maybe.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling better than I was this morning. I'm a little under the weather.
You know, it's because you're around us and you're hanging out with us
That's
today.
true.
That's helping you out.
It's like great vibes.
Is it fair to say you're a personality when I say as a guest?
I feel like,
personality?
yeah, that works.
A host.
I like it.
What's the address here?
2706 Market Street.
If somebody has not had the opportunity to come here before, what can they expect when they walk into Maceo's?
Oh, gosh. They can expect to smell all the smells and be treated like family.
That is true. It's like you're at home.
Yeah.
You smell all the smells, and sometimes you get treated like family. But sometimes that's good and bad. Like, treated like family. Like if Kurt's my brother, and sometimes we go through like family things. But
sometimes my dad is not in the best mood.
Is he here?
No, I think he went to breakfast with his friends. That's like a normal every morning thing. He goes with this Coconut Grove bunch of guys.
That's cool.
That was the first time we had a chance to meet your dad, and it was
today?
really cool.
Just now?
Yeah, it was
Oh
awesome.
my gosh.
We've never met him before, and we said hi.
I was nervous.
So you can actually come down
Nice.
today to Maceo Spice Company. He'll be here, right? Like, you
Yeah,
can come
he's
say
here
hi, shake
all
his
the
hand.
time.
Okay.
He's here more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even you?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I try to,
Where are the chickens?
Oh, gosh. Okay, so there's a coyote in the area, and almost all the chickens have been eaten. There's one left,
no.
Martha. But I think my dad is looking into some more. So we'll see.
All right.
There's
Here
a
he comes
coyote
right now.
on the island?
There's a
Oh my
coyote
gosh.
on the loose.
There are coyotes all over the island.
What can we do about this coyote infestation? Like, is there a coyote problem that the government needs to get in on?
No, did you see the article recently about the coyotes on Galveston Island have like a bloodline of the red wolf?
Werewolves?
No, sorry, y'all can't.
No, you
y'all
said-
can't understand
This
me.
is a Christian radio station. We don't talk about werewolves.
Red wolves,
Oh.
like
Yeah, you said that. I was just messing with you.
not ancient. What's the word? Extinct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they have like the line. So I don't know.
And they really like chickens.
Yeah,
And
I
I
do
guess
too.
the best chickens are at Maceo
Yeah,
Spice.
they're fed very well.
Do y'all give them some of the spice? Is that what it
They're
is?
kind of seasoned a little bit too. I bet you.
They walk in here?
Sometimes Martha will come in.
They
She'll
just
get a
get
wild
dusted.
feather.
Yeah, so good morning. Hey, everybody, if you're watching on social media, feel free to share this out. If you're listening on 99.5 FM, we appreciate you. It's 8:09.
Good.
We're
It's
a little
early.
bit early.
It's early.
That's a
We
good thing.
always say 8:30-ish, so we're never like on time, but today we're definitely early. We're doing a show that's early today because we have to end our show by 9:30 because at 10 o'clock we are actually going on a cruise ship today.
Going on a cruise.
This is so exciting.
Right?
I wish I could go.
Yeah, we're super
We wish you
excited.
could go
We've never-
too.
Man.
We've never been on a cruise before. This is going to be great, so we're going to end the show early. We are actually giving away a cruise in the next couple of weeks. We're going to drop that video. We have to go and shoot the video today, and they're very strict. From what I
Very
understand
strict.
is
I'm
that-
surprised they're
Why are
letting
they so
y'all on the
strict?
boat.
because you have to.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking Concetta.
Oh, okay.
You don't know
Well, I am, the authority on
of everything that happens on this side of the island. Maybe in Galveston.
So maybe. So from what I understand, how I perceive it is, going on a cruise is just like going on an airplane or traveling, anywhere, and it's international. So they have to be very strict with who's getting on the boat, what they're bringing, all that stuff.
So I'm kind of concerned when you say it that way because
I know.
I get a little nervous whenever I go into an airport.
Definitely
Gotta check. Am I allowed to
Don't.
take my knife?
no. I would think not.
I don't know.
You got to leave. No, you can't take stuff. You got to be
Dario,
careful.
weigh
Can
in
I
on
take my
this.
gun?
John Collins, weigh in on
Wow.
this.
Am I allowed to say that?
Definitely not your gun. Maybe no, not your gun.
This is Texas. Is Galveston? Oh man, it's
Like-
like international waters though. I guess
I
it's
know.
different rules,
Gardy's
right?
a
But
little
I
upset
feel
that
like-
he has to like go through like the TSA basically.
I
you're-
used to
you're going
get
on
upset about
possible
that, too.
international waters. What if we snuck on the boat and stayed on the boat? We're on their territory. We got to be
I'm
respectful.
on their turf, I guess. I thought I was in the water is God's territory, and I guess they own it.
Yeah, as
But we're excited. We're giving away a
Hey,
cruise.
I'm excited.
How
I
cool
hope
is
I
that?
win that. I'm gonna text an officer that works for the port, and I'm gonna ask him
Okay.
the actual answer to your question. Can you bring your knife? Can you bring your gun? can you bring Gardy?
Am I allowed to
can
bring
Gardy
Curt?
bring
Can I
Kurt?
call myself? I'm
Like, that's
Hispanic.
the real
Does this
question.
count?
I
Does
am
anything
his-
matter? What's
I
going on
am
here?
his gun.
What am I allowed to bring?
I
Can I
mean,
bring a muffaletta?
Can
Like,
Kurt
come
really
on.
go?
It's going to be great. So we're going to be going on at about 10 o'clock. So later this afternoon, I think we're going to try to maybe even go live on the boat to talk a little bit about what we're doing. So you're going to have to stay tuned to our Facebook page. Check it out at KHEA Radio. If you haven't liked us yet, what are you doing?
Not much. I don't know. What they are doing, if you're watching on Facebook, is you're probably checking out this muffaletta.
Look at this muffaletta.
Can you share the story, Kurt? And then I want to hear it from Concetta's point
Oh man,
of view.
this is
Okay, so we met you about a year ago, probably
it?
last May.
Okay.
I think about last May. That's been about a year. And I was on a non-dairy diet. Like doctor's order
tell 'em
said
why.
no dairy. I can't tell them why.
That's
a
the
Christian
best
radio-
part. That's
this
the
is
best
a Christian radio station. We can't talk
I'll
about
tell 'em
why.
why.
I think we've
No,
told them
tell
anyway
why.
before.
So
So
here's
I
Hola,
didn't do
Luis.
dairy,
What is
and we show up and there's dairy on this muffaletta.
Yeah.
Correct.
Duh.
And I start wiping away
What's a
the
muffaletta
dairy.
without dairy?
I start wiping away the dairy,
Oh man.
and the look that Concetta gave me was nuts.
Just thinking about it kind of upsets me a little.
I'm
I feel
upset
like my
for
temperature
you.
might have gone up a little bit. Just to hear this. I'm
Just your dad like
hot.
walked away. I told your dad this story.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
I told him this morning because I thought he needed to know.
No, he never needs to know these things.
Yeah, he was
And-
like, I'm kind of angry now, too.
Did
And
he
I
say
said-
that?
Yeah, and then he turned around and walked away. And I said, Kurt, you almost got us kicked out.
I
of
know.
Macio's.
Yeah, he was.
First
like,
thing in the
I'm
morning.
walking away.
Ronnie hasn't even had his breakfast yet. Thank you for setting us up for success today.
Well, you offered him some of the
Look.
burritos. What are these?
Oh my gosh,
They're
y'all.
massive.
Okay. If you live in Galveston, if you've eaten breakfast in Galveston, you know what a surprise is. And if you don't, then you're not living your best life. So, hold it up. Let him actually see how big it is. Like,
Mine's
hold it
open
next
over
to
there.
Kurt's face.
And Kurt has a big head. I mean,
Okay.
a little bigger than
Basically the
that's what his
size of
mom
my
said.
head.
Do y'all see this? This is famous in Galveston. If you go anywhere outside of this island and you ask for a surprise, they're going to be like, what kind? What do you mean a surprise? In Galveston, you ask for a surprise and you're going to get this right here. Beans, cheese, eggs, bacon, potatoes. 5 ingredients, tortilla, wrapped up, delicious. I like mine from El Jardín or from Henry's. So Henry's is a drive-through, so I sometimes hit that place. Not always the most... not always the speediest, but I like to call mine in.
It's worth
So
it.
by the time I'm there, it's ready to rock and roll. But I always like to get it with the crema. But El Jardín, I feel like, is way better because their grills are just right on time. Like, their grills are so well seasoned, and
Yeah.
Patricia is the best. That whole family, I love them. Y'all should go in there for sure.
We're down to
Breakfast.
check it out. And
Get the Father Fabby.
all
That's
of
my
these
breakfast
places
over
in
there.
Galveston, if you go and say, hey, I'll take a surprise, they'll know. For the most
Everybody on the island knows if it's a breakfast place, if they serve breakfast tacos or Mexican breakfast, if you ask for a surprise, they will know what you're talking
part. Is
about.
there anything else like that on the island that's just like, oh, people just know? Like, hey, surprise, that's a Galveston thing. But is there another kind of, it doesn't even have to be food, but something else?
Yeah, I don't know. All of my customers and friends are probably like, duh, Concetta, this. And it might be like Maceo seafood seasoning, but
Yeah, everybody knows.
yeah.
That's just what you use.
So, like, if you go anywhere and it's blackened, your food is blackened, it's probably with our seasoning. So that's a Galveston thing.
I mean, take a look. So this is for our audience has never seen this beautiful store from our point of view. Maybe they've come in.
I mean,
and
they've come in, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
right, for sure. But take a look at all the spices. Look at this.
How many are there?
This store is loaded with spices.
No idea.
I know.
Tell me how many.
1,001 spice. The place of 1,001 spices. Maceo
I could
Spice and
say
Import.
there might be at least 1,000 different containers
And one.
and one.
That
My
last
newest
one.
blend.
Yes. Do you get to come up with new blends like
I
often?
do. I just came up, a couple of years ago, I came up with a barbecue blend. This past year, I used to call it biscuits and gravy seasoning because I use it for my biscuits and gravy, but I decided to name it Southern seasoning because I'm trying to get away from naming the blends like steak seasoning or
One
seafood
food item.
seasoning. Yeah, because people don't tend to think outside of the box when they're cooking. So I have so many customers that come in and like I'll show them, if you leave here, you have to leave with the seafood seasoning. Oh, I don't eat seafood. I'm allergic. And so I'm like, good thing, because there's none in here. And you can use it on other stuff. So that's kind of, Southern seasoning is a broader, name, title.
So one of the seasonings that I use on a daily basis when I cook,
Old Spice.
Wow, is actually like a Cajun spice.
Yeah, my seafood seasoning. So if it's like similar to like a Tony Chachere's, a seasoning salt, then I would suggest our seasoning salt. But if you want to live your best life, you get that seafood seasoning because it's a blackened seasoning. It's a Cajun seasoning. It's what I use for all things like Cajun.
The one place that I put it on that I didn't understand, I didn't think of it, was spinach.
Oh, that
when
sounds
you saute spinach,
yeah,
and I put some of that Cajun spice on there.
Uh-huh.
Oh man,
Keep
mix
going.
it in with Kerrygold butter.
Tell me more.
Keep going.
Kerrygold
Salted
butter.
or unsalted?
Ooh.
Dang.
That'll do the
butter
trick,
is
won't it?
so good.
That's like you give Curt his spinach, he turns into Popeye. You're able to do all kinds of stuff you couldn't do before.
Right.
Edit better.
Oh yeah.
Talk better.
Yes.
Smell better.
Old
Feel
Spice better.
Jody, let's get some spinach.
Everything gets better. Hey, can we get some spinach up here? Come on. Is there
I'm
like
about
a bell?
to get it.
Ding,
There
ding,
is.
ding,
I
ding,
should
ding.
get the bell out here every
That's
time we
awesome.
need
If you're
it.
just joining us today, it's 8:18 a.m. We're at Maceo Spice and Import right off of Market Street in Galveston. We can walk outside and literally see the cruise ship that we're going to be boarding later today, which is really exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna be again ending the show early today at 9:30 because we have to get on a cruise ship. But coming up later in the show, we're gonna continue to talk to Maceo Spice Company all throughout the show. But
I'll
we're
be in
also
and
gonna
out.
be talking to one of our partners here at KHEA Radio, and that's Skydive Galveston. If you haven't heard about Skydive Galveston, it is the only location in the entire country where you are guaranteed every time you jump out of a plane to land on a beach.
Okay.
Except for that one
No, you're
time.
just gonna say to land. Thank goodness.
No, land on a
but
beach.
on a beach, that's awesome.
Right. So it's the only place in the entire country. It's located right here in our backyard, right here on the island, Galveston Island, and it's really kind of cool.
I think it would be in the front
That's
yard if
super
we're on
cool.
this side.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
it's
true.
on the other side of the island over
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very, very specific with that.
Thank you for clarifying.
I just want to make sure people don't get confused. Do y'all see how big? Is it fair to? Can you
Okay,
call this
let's
a sandwich?
hold this up.
You can't
to
call it a sandwich.
What?
can you?
It is a sandwich.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Absolutely.
Gotta
Now
respect
it's a
it.
sandwich that can feed 4 to 8 people.
Okay, I'm gonna hold this up to Kurt's head.
Yeah, that's a good. I was gonna suggest that. Let's do it.
Okay. There you go.
Y'all ready for this?
Don't drop it on my head. It's
You
bigger
gotta get
than
it.
my head.
It's bigger than his head.
So what is the muffaletta? For people who
Hey,
are
well,
tuning
here's
in,
Ronnie.
who have
There he
never
goes.
heard about the muffaletta, what is the muffaletta?
Oh my gosh, it's the most delicious sandwich you're ever gonna eat, and we make the best. So you see the bread? It's huge. We make.
This is
You
the
wanna come
original
tell him?
one right here.
Come on, come around.
He's still mad at me. He's still mad about
I'm
me
still mad at
changing
you.
the muffaletta.
You heard about the olive, the olive gate.
So
2018.
olive spread we make in house. Ham, salami, provolone cheese. You can eat it room temp. That's how I like it, or steamed in the steamer, or put it in the oven. However you want to eat it, it's delicious.
Oh yeah.
Take a look at that.
That sandwich was made by
With love.
Tony Lavoie.
Tony Lavoie.
Tony Lavoie, he was making them on the corner of Royal and Dumaine down in the French Quarter. And this is way, way back. My dad was born in 1917. And he would help Uncle Tony make the muffalettas. So he helped him bake the bread and he helped him make the olive dressing. And then they'd go out and sell it to all the little Italian grocery stores. So as the years went by, he ended up with the recipe for the bread and he ended up with the recipe for the olive dressing.
So for those of you who are that are just tuning in right now, can you kind of give us what's your name and how long have you been on the island and ran Maceo Spice
I
Company?
got here a couple of days ago. Let's see. It was Wednesday.
Wednesday.
No, I was born here, 1947. I've been here ever since. And
It started
it.
as a spice company.
it started out as my dad sold, let me think what it was. He sold spices, coffee, tea, and olive oil. And then in 1980, I came in, and it was just a matter of people started coming in, and saying, hey, can you get me this? Can you get me that? And I'd say, sure, we can get it for you. So we'd buy a case, put it on the shelf, sell it, and then they come back for more. I got more. You know, so almost everything in here is from people asking, you know, can you get this for me? So,
Man, Curt likes to ask restaurants a lot of questions, like, can you get me queso cheese? Like, he probably is going to want some Maceo queso.
Oh, yeah, for
There's
sure.
something there. I got to keep working on.
Maceo
Yeah.
breakfast tacos. You got to have breakfast tacos
And-
anytime KHEA is around.
What year did y'all start
a
serving?
breakfast taco at Maceo's is a quarter muffalata.
There you go. There you go.
What year did y'all start serving the food items?
Here in Galveston, okay? I don't want to tell you the whole story because it's too long, but we started making that muffalata. I had a restaurant, a little bar, a little beer joint, and it had a little place in there you could make sandwiches. So my dad, he came over one day and says, you need a specialty sandwich. And I said, okay. So he took me to the baker, and he showed the baker how to make the bread, okay? So that was 1970. That was over here on 20th and Post Office, called the Little Turf. Okay, so we've been making them ever since.
So this is the exact same recipe from,
Tony
a
Lavoie.
long time ago.
That's Tony Lavoie's bread.
yeah.
That's Tony Lavoie's olive dressing. And
Did
the
he
only
tell
reason-
you the secrets to it? Or did you?
Not for a long time.
So
for a long time.
You've been here since 1940. What is 1947.
Come on, Curt.
I was gonna,
Forty.
roughly.
Pop 'em on there.
1940.
Talk a little bit about what has changed about the island since you've been around here, and what makes this place special enough to have this.
I'm going to tell you what. This town just sat dormant for the longest time after Maceo left the island. And actually what they did was move their operations, gambling operations, from Galveston to Las Vegas at the Desert Inn. They had 30% of that company over there. But we've been here forever. And I don't know.
Y'all have a lot of history, with the family.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Well, the Galveston, let me tell you, Galveston went, after they left, it got just dead down here. It just was a boarded up town. And then you had these people like George Mitchell came in and brought the Strand back to life, okay? He spent a lot of money down there. And then you got my good people, Tillman Fertitta, who has just blown this town apart. Okay, they ought to call it Fertittaville, because he's really done a great job, and we want to see more of his stuff.
Yeah,
but that's what's happening on this island, is just everything's exploding now.
Yeah, Mr. Fertitta, I guess he has like Pleasure Pier, and there's a bunch of restaurants, the Landry's,
Yeah,
right? The Landry's.
yeah, you
group.
name them, they're his.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, I see here Amy tuned in and said, that sandwich will change your life, easily the best. What makes the Maceo sandwich a staple of Galveston Island?
It's just been around a long time, and just people have become used to eating it. Okay? No, you can't get that sandwich anywhere. You can't get that sandwich in New Orleans. Okay, the last guy over there he's still trying to say he's the originator of it. But that's the original muffalata.
That's
right there.
something Curt would do. I could see you trying to do that. Like even now, being like, "No, I made that sandwich for no good reason, just because."
Yeah. Well, they used to
people
sell. Tony Lavoie used to sell them muffalatas. Well, what happened was the Maceos here called all the Maceos in New Orleans, told them, "Hey, you don't live in New Orleans anymore. You live in Galveston, and you work for me." Okay, so
That's just the way it works.
that's the way it was. As you got up, you packed your family,
Wow.
and moved here. Well, that was just something that my dad was capable of bringing with him, was the recipe for the muffalata.
How important is it to you to have this being a family-owned, family-run restaurant, having Concetta here, having you here? How is that special to you?
Oh man, that's special.
You had to think about
No,
that.
I'll tell you what, she's taken this place to another level, and it's done exceptionally well, And then just the city alone, with all the work that they're doing, in the neighborhood. New sidewalks and curbs has just blown this place apart.
This area over here with the picnic tables and the mural, that's new. I don't remember that the last time I came by.
I went to New Orleans one time, and there was a friend of mine. His name was Al Fischera.
Right.
And he came in one day, and when I got back, this was here. He built it, and that was that. He told me I needed it, so that's how that got here.
It's like a community table.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't.
This is like eating in New York.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You don't
Yeah.
see many places like this table around here in Galveston and Houston, Texas, really.
That's why people come and sit. That person may not know you, but when they leave, they're going to know you.
We've met people here before.
This is where we met Miles Delgado. We actually came in to shoot that video. He's the fisherman that comes on and talks about fishing in Galveston, and we met him right here at this table.
Yeah.
Just by chance, he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" We're like, "What's up? What'd you get?" He said, "This is what I get. It's the best. I come in here as often as I can." And it just one of our really good friends now. I text him all the time.
We're consistent. We do the same thing, and we don't go try to be foo-foo. You come here, you're going to eat. You're going to eat good, and you remember it. So.
And you don't change the sandwich.
No.
Like, I can't come in and request a muffaletta, no cheese. No. Did you see everything? Almost what?
Feel free. You won't
Knock
be the
some
first.
sense into it.
You won't be the last. Yeah.
Dang.
One of these times it's going to stick.
Yeah. So, what is this? The muffaletta too? This is different.
This is how we heat it up. Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is heated up. This is how we serve it. You can either have it whole, half, or a quarter. Oh, my dad's giving me 2 microphones. Do I have an echo? Just kidding. Sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. So that's it right there. People usually get, one of our, we call it the great combo. It's a quarter muffaletta with a small either red beans and rice or gumbo, or you could do a cup of each. Do it. Just kidding. But yeah, we heat them up. We steam them.
This is now your show. I'm going to duck away.
He's just going to drop the mic. That's happened before.
Yeah. So good.
It usually happens, but yeah, muffalettas, ice cream, whenever we get like food in, Kurt's like, and I'm done.
Wait, I feel like this might be the first time Kurt's tasting it with the cheese.
This is the first time that I've ever had the muffaletta as is.
Correctly.
Correctly. It's so good.
It is so good.
So
People
good.
wonder,
It's well
like,
balanced.
people think we just go around and just eat
Which
the
is
best
true.
food in the world all over the
Yeah.
place. And you know what? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Should
Is
we-
it fair?
We
Everywhere
only-
you eat,
okay,
is it delicious?
so we have a confession to make.
Tell me.
We're only here today so that we can eat your food. It's the only reason why.
It's all right.
No, we can love you. It's awesome.
Whenever I texted you the other day, say like, "Hey, what you doing Friday?" You're like, "Oh, what's up? What do you want, Gart?" No, you're
Oh,
really
no.
nice about it. And then we didn't say anything about food. Then you're like, "Hey, do you want to have some food?" And I was like,
Yeah.
and it's weird to say like, "Yes." I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna say no, right?" And
Well,
I didn't tell Kurt.
that's just my personality. I like to feed people.
Yeah.
And I don't like it when people tell me no with food. I'm like, you probably should just taste it. Just
Yeah.
one bite. It's not going to kill you.
Are you okay? Do you got the show?
Yeah, I'm
gonna
good.
Duck away.
Yeah, because I ate like a third of one of these humongo surprise
So good.
burritos.
Yeah.
I'm glad we
Stinking
got.
delicious.
I see Simon standing
So
in
I
the
feel
wings.
like we need to turn
He's
this
gonna eat
over.
this. Simon, you ready?
Yeah.
Y'all, see y'all in a little bit.
All right. It's 8:30 a.m. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We started the show a little bit early. We're streaming live from Macio's Spice and Import Company, located off of Market Street right here in Galveston, Texas. We are a Kurt's throw away from the cruise ship that we're going to be boarding later. We're going to be shooting some video. We're going to make sure that we're able to go live from there to show you guys the Royal Caribbean. We're going to be giving away a cruise, and it could be to you. We're going to be releasing that video next month in the coming weeks. You have the opportunity to like, share, comment, and you'll be going on a cruise. So I'm very excited to have that opportunity. We never thought they would actually say yes.
We begged.
That's quite impressive. I
We
have to say.
begged and said, "Hey, please let us go on a cruise. Let us go on a cruise." And you know what? They finally agreed. And we're going to go on the cruise, and we're going to film it, and then we're going to give it to you.
Yeah.
So we're giving away a cruise later today. We're shooting that video, so that video will drop on our Facebook page in a couple of weeks.
Simon, good morning, sir.
Good
How are you
morning.
doing?
How are we doing?
Everything going good?
It's not bad. It's not bad. Did you see that there is actually still blue sky up there.
Yes. You're going to be jumping?
Praying, right?
I'm hoping. Yeah, we have been. We have been praying.
So if someone hasn't had the opportunity to meet you yet, can you tell them where you're located and what you have going on right here in Galveston, Texas?
So we are located in Galveston, Texas, like you just said.
Yes, sir.
We are we're a veteran-owned company and the only place in the United States where you can tandem skydive and land on the beach every single jump.
Well, except for that one jump when I landed in the ocean, but it was okay, right?
Yeah, because the sharks didn't get you, right?
Right.
Thank you, man. So that was good.
Yeah, the
it
sharks
worked out well.
No sharks that time. We were fine.
Yeah.
So why? I've been meaning to ask you this. You guys came to Galveston after jumping, like you jumped in Australia before.
Yes.
Why did you choose Galveston as this location to do it?
That is a very good question, and I don't know that there's a super short answer. The short answer is places I was jumping in Australia, or some of the places I was jumping in Australia had beach landings. So the company
Right.
I worked for, the majority of what he did was beach landings. And we decided that we wanted to do a beach landing in the US because people get something different. Most other places, you land in a field. There's nowhere that I'm aware of that does every landing on the beach. It takes extra sort of effort and drive, I guess, and we want people to have a completely unique experience. Some people may only ever do this once in their whole entire life, so why not do it and land on the beach?
It's special.
Galveston was a underutilized at that point place to do tandem skydiving, and we worked well with the city, and they were super responsive to the sort of the ideas we had, and we've been able to get on the beach, which has been awesome.
So talk a little bit about what it takes to go skydiving. Like what is that experience? I've done it. Gardy, you've never done it. I'm sure there are
Not
people
yet.
watching on our Facebook page or 99.5 FM saying, what is skydiving? Why should I do it?
Skydiving, I think, is one of those things that people have as they like to call it a bucket list. We like to call it a life list item. And it's just an experience that I have to be honest, you can't put it into words. And I think different people get different things from going and doing the jump. Some people are trying to, leave stuff that they've had going on, and they use the jump as like a break point. Other people, it's a celebration, whether that be, recovery from an illness or, birth of a baby or whatever it is. Some people just want to do it because it's a life list item that they want to tick off. I can't put into words exactly how people feel or what it feels like to go skydiving, because there isn't anything like it in the world, anything else that you can do. But the best person that's got closest to describing it was Will Smith. And if you Google his skydive that he did in Dubai, he's come the closest, I think, to putting it into words. And it's all kinds of stuff. Like, you wake up during the night suddenly, and you're, the night before the jump, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going skydiving tomorrow. And then, you're driving to the airport and you have this adrenaline starts working, and, get these nerves coming up and you start feeling a little bit sick in your stomach. But then the next minute you're like, oh, I'm really excited. And then I'm really nervous. And then I'm really excited. And you go up and you get up in the airplane, and you're in an airplane, and then somebody opens the door. And suddenly you realize you're in an airplane and you've never been in an airplane before, and somebody's opened the door. You know what I mean? So there's just this whole range of stuff. The biggest thing that I can say is that a lot of people are scared and they may not want to do it. The first 3 seconds are probably the most scary that you'll ever experience in your whole life. For a lot of people, I would say 99% of people, the first 3 seconds from when you leave the plane. After those 3 seconds, most people are, bam, want to do it again.
It's nuts.
It is nuts.
I've always thought that when you open up the door of the airplane, that the plane is going to, like,
Suck you out.
Suck you
I
out.
see that in movies.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen, though, on your stuff.
No, because we're not pressurized, and we're not high enough for like those big jets that are up at 35,000 feet with pressurized cabins. And
So how high are you whenever you're up there?
well, we tell everybody we're honest. It depends on the cloud base, and it depends on on exactly what area traffic we've got going on. We say we'll try and get up to 14,000 feet. But if the cloud base is a little bit lower, then you're going to jump a little bit lower. It's not legal to jump through clouds in the U.S., so we follow the rules, and sometimes it is a little bit lower, but it doesn't detract from the experience.
Do y'all have any rules since y'all jump over the water? Because we're talking about the cruise ship, so there's different rules. It's like you're getting on an airplane at an airport, TSA, all that.
I didn't
stuff.
know that. Wow.
Yeah, we didn't know that either. But they're like, bring your ID. We had to give an application. They ran background checks on all of us. But like jumping over the water, is there any different rules that you have whenever you're jumping over land?
There's definitely one different rule, and that everyone takes a flotation device because we're so close to the water. We've put extra. We've got our own rules. Okay, so the United States Parachute Association has a number of rules that govern skydiving throughout the U.S. We've taken those rules, and we've also brought in some Australian rules, which reduce the wind limits and such that we can jump in, which makes things safer. Puts a bit of padding in our back pocket, should we have to use like the reserve parachute for any reason. So we have some extra rules that we've put in place. But the biggest one definitely for sure is the buoyancy aids for everyone. Flotation devices.
Yeah, you can't have too many rules. You can never be too safe. Speaking with you and experiencing Curt's jump, we saw, going through everything. You were very strategic. Even whenever I was there waiting for him to land, there's still rules for me being on the beach.
Yep.
So there's rules, and I know how do you stay so focused and on those rules and on point doing as many jumps as you have?
I think one of the ways that we manage to stay on point particularly is that we don't rush people. Okay, so because we have the drive to the beach, there's only so many jumps we can do in one day. We're not like a lot of other places where they may do 30 or 40 loads of airplane people per day. We'll do a maximum of 12. You get a whole hour with your instructor. It gives us time to slow things down. You don't need to rush. If we have something that comes up, we just take our time. We work around, solve the problem. If we can't solve the problem at that point, we're like, you know what? Let's take things back down, go back to either the airport or take a step backwards or whatever it is. And just being able to pace things, I think, really works in our favor.
All right. Right now, it is 8:39. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. Really excited to be talking to Simon from Skydive Galveston. Life is a beach. Jump it.
That's right.
You can let us know what you have going on today. We'd appreciate that. This is Kickstart, and we're going to be going on a cruise ship today. I think I'm the only one. I guess I'm not. I know Kurt's very excited about that. I couldn't even get that out. I was like, I think I'm the only one excited about it, but no, we're very excited. Have you ever had the opportunity to go on a cruise, Simon?
I never did a cruise. I mean, as you guys know, I'm ex-Navy. I kind of always felt it was a bit like a busman's holiday to go on a cruise, so I haven't experienced a cruise. I think now, though, it's something that I might like to do a little bit later in my life. It's one of the things that's up there. My challenge would be I'd have to find somebody to look after my 3 little puppies for a few weeks whilst I went on a cruise, but I would like to do it at some point.
Yeah. I wonder if you can bring pets on a cruise. Would that be like a deal like that? Be like, okay, yeah, we're bringing the pets on the cruise.
Yeah, I think if you could take the pets, that'd be a no-brainer, right?
Of course.
That'd be an absolute no-brainer. That'd be awesome.
Of course. So, yeah, we're excited. We're going to be giving away a cruise. Someone's going to have the opportunity to win that. Like, share, comment. It's going to be super easy. Simon, have you ever had the opportunity to eat at Maceo Spice?
Do you know what? I haven't, and I have a confession to make. We try really hard to support local, so a lot of our lunches, when we're operating, we buy in from local companies. And I did not know that these guys were here. And the smell in this place from all the spices, I walked in, it is just insanely good.
Yeah.
And I was trying to be nosy and have a little bit of a look around at some of the stuff they've got. But I have a feeling that our sandwiches, probably for our lunch on Saturday, are definitely going to be coming from this place because they do look fantastic.
Yeah, as soon as...
Do you want breakfast?
I had breakfast, but I am looking at that. And I tell you what, if you guys happen to leave that lying around, it may disappear and go and become lunch.
Go for it.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of second breakfast?
I have heard of second breakfast. In fact, my wife regularly gives me grief for second and third breakfast.
It
does look pretty outstanding.
If you take a bite right now, we won't judge you.
Oh, okay.
because
I might have to.
the mix of flavors on that sandwich
Oh, it's toasted too.
is like none other. So yeah, this one has been warmed up. That's whenever they serve it warm. It is really, really good. It's actually awesome. So I'm not a fan of olives by themselves, like green, black, different kind of olives. But whenever they mix it with the other ingredients, the dressing, the meat, and the bread, it's like the perfect balance.
That is very, very good. And
It's-
I'm not just
it's a
saying that.
journey.
It really is superb.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's 8:42.
Wow.
This is KHEA. We're at Maceo Spice. I had a surprise burrito, and everything's been going good. Everything's been going good.
So I got a question.
Yes.
What's been going on with you guys? Because the last time I came and seen you, you were in the studio, and this whole new setup is fantastic.
Yes.
You guys are going places, obviously.
We're trying. We're trying to go places. Yeah, we're excited. We made some upgrades to our equipment. We were able to keep, now we're able to go to local businesses like this and do different events and just kind of showcase what there is to do in the community. That's what we love to do. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a journey, making sure we know how to use our equipment, navigating all of that stuff. But everything's been going great.
Yeah, it's been
Very
fantastic to be able to go live from different locations, and I'm super excited about everything that we have going on.
Yeah,
so-
I've seen you guys. You've been busy. I've been keeping tabs on the Facebook and Instagram, and it's always somewhere different.
Yes. It's 8:43 a.m. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We're excited. We're talking to Simon from Skydive Galveston, and I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to do with this surprise burrito.
You should take it for lunch or even dinner. Now you don't have to cook this evening, right?
Well, yeah, that's actually a good idea. That's a great idea. I think we're supposed to go. Kurt said something about eating on the boat.
Oh, very cool.
Whenever you go on a cruise, I've never been on a cruise. I don't know if I'll ever get to go on a cruise.
Never
I
say
hear
never.
Once you get on the cruise, it's like, hey, everything's usually included. That's like
That's right.
food, and there's other things that you can do if you want. But yeah, this is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We're talking about giving away a cruise. We're at Maceo Spice, an import company, talking to Simon from Skydive Galveston. Simon,
Oh, here comes another question. Go.
my question to you is, if you're on the cruise, what do you think you would be looking forward to the most?
That is a tough question.
My thought.
Do you know what? Calm weather, I think. It's been because I was Navy, but it's been so long since I've been at sea or out on the water or anything, and I always vividly remember that if the waves and the weather was like more than a 6 or a 7 when we sailed for the first time after we'd been alongside for a while, I was always really ill. Now I know these are a little bit bigger than what I used to serve on, certainly to start with, but yeah, I some nice weather certainly for the first couple of days, just to ease me back into being back at sea. That'd be good.
Yes. How long did you serve in the military?
I did 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that was quite a long time.
How would you describe your time in the military?
It was epic. It was epic. I was very fortunate in a lot of the things that we did, a lot of the places that we went. Got to do a lot of cool stuff. And I think like any job, it has its ups and downs, but I don't know if it's just the way memory works, but I remember a lot of the ups. There was a couple of downs that I remember as well, but no, if I never regretted going in. I joined at 18. And I would never regret what I did. Or I don't ever regret what I did.
Where are you originally from?
Originally from the UK. I was.
And how did
Originally
you
from
end
UK.
up? Like, how'd that path
go? UK to Australia. So, oh, excuse me, that's the sandwich and the coffee. Wow, that's the olives. Sorry about that. So I was Royal Navy, then Royal Australian Navy, and then when I was really getting back into doing the skydiving all over again, met my wife in Australia. She's from Colorado, so came back.
What was
to
she
the
doing
US.
in Australia?
She was working.
Okay.
Yeah, she was working, and she was working for the skydiving company that I was working for. So,
Wow.
or I ended up working for. So
talk us through really fast. This is 99.5 FM KHEA. This is Kickstart, and we're talking to Skydive Galveston. Simon here. Talk a little bit about how people can get in contact with you, how people can schedule to jump out of the plane, and just again, why Galveston?
So get in hold of us. Facebook, telephone, website. So website, skydivegalveston.com. You can book online if you don't want to talk to a person. If you want to talk to a person and get that more human touch, then you can ring the telephone number that's on the website. 409-420-6231. And my beautiful wife will answer the phone, and she'll help you out with your bookings or any questions you've got. And actually, if you have any questions at all about what we do or about booking or anything, then give us a call, because we're more than happy to answer anyone's questions on the phone.
Skydivegalveston.com?
Skydivegalveston.com.
It's a great website, by the way.
It is. I know somebody who helps with that, and he's a great person.
Was it difficult convincing your wife, like, hey, I know Australia is nice, Australia is beautiful, but I think we got to move to beautiful Galveston to start our own company?
Wasn't difficult to convince her to come back to the US, and that has nothing to do with Australia. We had some family stuff going on. Let me rephrase that. Tammy had some family stuff going on, and we made absolutely the right decision to relocate to the US. Was it difficult to then drag her from Colorado down to Galveston? I don't think it was super difficult, but there was a little bit of convincing required in there, because it's still 1,000 miles to get back to Colorado to go see family. But I think Galveston was just the best. It was the best possible place we could have opened. I mean, it's got a huge population. It's got amazing beaches, beautiful scenery. It's just, I was going to say it's beautiful all year round, which it is, but the last couple of months or last 6 weeks of weather have been a little bit different. No, it's just it is clearing up. Like the last few days have been beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
And you need clear skies to jump out.
No.
Not clear skies, but decent weather.
We need good weather. We need a minimum cloud base, because there are minimum legal limits that you can exit an airplane with a tandem skydive, and we want to be above those. And that comes back into having the safety and the little bit of extra in the back pocket. And then I've lost my thread. Where were we going? Oh, so cloud base. Yeah, so clouds, winds can play a factor. But like the other day, the 2 days this last weekend, the cloud base, it was overcast. But it was up at 11,000 feet, so we were rocking people. Good.
I see Steve, him and his wife own Cupcake Cache in League City. He said, I want to do it. You want to jump?
Perfect.
How can
Give us a call.
Skydivegalveston.com.
Get on the website.
Go check it out.
You won't get in for Saturday this week, though, I can tell you that already. And there's only a few places left on Sunday if you're thinking about the weekend.
Is that just because it's going to be good weather, people want to jump?
No, I think some of it's a little bit of that, but the other thing is that our crazy period is getting longer. When we first opened, it was always very relaxed kind of this time of year, and there weren't that many people. And then last year we noticed a big trend starting to happen. The year before we would book out during the summer on the weekends,
right?
And then last year, this time of year, we started booking out the weekends like really early, and we're like, this is a little bit strange. What's going on? And then come the summer, we were like, if you didn't book 4 weeks out, you weren't getting in. You know what I mean? It was that crazy. And already this year, yes, we've had the run of bad weather. And possibly because the weather's picking up, maybe, or we're just getting into that spring break type season. Last weekend was booked out. This weekend's almost booked out. The following weekend's already filling up. So it's getting to the point where if you're not booking like a week or 2 weeks in advance now, then you may not get in.
Last time we were there was a gentleman, I think from Detroit. He was from Michigan.
Yep.
And he came to Skydive Galveston because he wanted to jump from the beach. He had some family in Houston, so he specifically came for his birthday. It was a celebration.
That's right.
People come from all over the world.
They do. We've had guys come in from Nepal who are visiting. We've had guys coming in from India coming in and jumping with us. And the Detroit is just one example. We had a young lady and her then fiance at that point came from New York, and her story was that he was 229 pounds and he couldn't jump, or they said they tried to jump in New York and nobody would take him because the weight limits across there are 220. So she'd put in something along the lines of like USA's best skydiving or something. And the first thing that came up, and I'll admit it wasn't us specifically, but the first thing that came up was a comment that somebody had written somewhere about us. That was the first thing on a Google search, which I was just blown away. So she manufactured a 4-day trip from New York for his birthday just to come out down and go skydiving with us. I was just gobsmacked. That was just insane.
You know, we've come down to your location over there. What's the address again on that?
9020 Stewart Road, where
Stewart
we're with
Road.
Tin Cups Caddyshack.
Yeah, so Stewart Road's over there. We've been in a couple of times, and it seems like every time that we're in studio, like at your location on Stewart Road, that there's somebody from another country there when
Pretty
we're there.
much.
So people come from all over the world just to jump with y'all.
I'd like to say they come from all over the world. I think they probably come to see a bit of the US too, but they're definitely coming down to see us as part of their trip, and we're blessed to be able to help them get them out of an airplane. And it's nice to be able to be in that position where you can offer something unique for people who are coming to the US to look at things.
You know, Jordan left a comment. He said, skydivegalveston.com. This sounds like a good birthday gift for myself. We'll definitely be booking for June. So if he's trying to book for his birthday in June, now's the time to do it, right? Because summers gets crazy.
I can tell you now, we are already taking bookings for August. I've got people ringing up and booking as far out as August. So Jordan, yes, if you want to get in for June and you want a specific date for your birthday, I would be looking at getting your money down and get yourself booked in so that you do not miss out.
Awesome. It is 8:53. You're listening to 99.5 FM, KHEAradio.com. We're streaming live from Maceo Spice Company in Galveston, Texas, and we're having a good time. We're eating some different sandwiches, some muffalettas. We talked to Concetta earlier, so we got a big show coming up soon. We're dropping a video that is going to be a giveaway for a cruise, thanks to Karen Edge and Josh Edge from Cruise Planners, who are helping out us with this. Have you ever been on?
Cool.
Are you going to be entering in to win that cruise? It's a full
Now
cabin.
it's going to depend when the cruise is, right?
So I believe it's
So
in
what happens
for a
lands
time
in the
in
middle?
September.
It's this year.
September might work. Ooh, maybe I will enter. That could be like a nice little end of the summer season break for my good lady. That'd be cool.
Be awesome.
I think I might get on that. We'll see what happens. I mean, I won some snacks for you guys the other week, so you never know.
Oh, did we ever get you those snacks?
No, it's all right. We'll get it sorted out.
Kurt, you ate those snacks. No, not really.
No, they're still in the studio. Dang.
Which snacks?
The couple of snacks, couple of
those
cooked
are good.
snacks.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can get them from HEB now, so check them out. We talked to them, and they're like, this is the official snack of
They're in
KHEA.
HEB now?
Yeah,
That's
they're
awesome.
all over HEBs. They have locations they're in what 30 plus now HEBs across Texas.
That's brilliant.
Hey,
right.
Hey, Tracy, good morning. Shout out to Cupcake Cache in Leak City. Tracy, earlier we were mentioning that your husband wants to go skydiving. Is that something you would be interested in doing as well? Let us know. We can maybe get that hooked up for you guys. If you are looking to go skydiving, check out skydivegalveston.com, you and your husband.
If it helps people, I've taken my daughter. She enjoyed it.
There you go. That helps.
That's great. I've jumped. You have not. You need to do it too, Gardy. If you're not doing anything
right now, I'm focusing on Tracy.
See,
you
see how he changed the subject there? Yeah,
let's
just
take some
complete
time,
deflection.
And we'll get them set up, and then we'll do that. Karen said our son celebrated his 18th birthday with Skydive Galveston. Almost had a heart attack, but they took such good care of him, and he had a blast.
Excellent. I am glad to hear it. Thanks, Karen.
I think that's one of the things that we've heard from people who have connected with Skydive Galveston is that you do truly care about the people.
We do. We absolutely do. And that's why it's so nice to have an hour with each guest. It really is cool. Because we get a chance to get to know them. We get a chance to find out what's going on in their life, chat to them, and it's really nice. And especially when, people leave the reviews afterwards and I'm able to sit and think and know who it is that's left that review and be able to respond to it, personally, because you know the person that you've jumped with. And if they didn't jump with me, I still know who they are, but then I'll go to one of my other tandem instructors and say, hey, is there anything, that you really want to say to this person? And they've always got something that they want to put in, because we do know the people we've jumped with, and it's awesome.
That's cool.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Oh, put me on the spot. No, just go to the website, check us out. Even if you're down in Galveston and you're not sure if you want to jump with us, come by the office, say hello, come and chat to us, see what you think, and if you decide, let us take good care of you.
I think the only thing left to say is life's a beach, jump it.
Life is a beach, jump it.
Life is a beach, jump it. We're right here at Maceo Spice Import, having a good time.
Yes, and we're going to take a quick look at what Skydive Galveston is. We have a commercial for y'all, an advertisement
cool.
spot here of what actually takes place right here at Skydive Galveston.
This is Galveston.
As I shut this door, that's it.
Next time this door opens, you're going skydiving. Yeah. Right, Miles? Yeah. No girly screams going out the airplane, right?
Skydive Galveston. See you later.
Again, that was a look at Skydive Galveston. If you haven't had the opportunity to check them out, make sure you go to skydivegalveston.com. Thank you, Simon, for joining us today. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. It's awesome being
And the website, the address, what's the best way for somebody to get a hold of you? One more time.
Skydivegalveston.com, 409-420-6231. Those would be the best ways.
All right. We appreciate you. Be sure to tell your wife we said hello.
Good seeing you, man.
Yeah.
Tell the puppies we said hello.
Of course I will.
Take the sandwich. And
I'm going to have to see if I can take the sandwich to go, absolutely for certain, because the wife's going to need to taste this too.
Consetta!
Can I get it to go, please?
We need you back on the air!
All right, Simon.
Thanks, guys.
We
It's good
appreciate
seeing you again.
Thank you.
Hey, feel free to share this video out. Let us know what you have going on today. We're very excited. First of all, because we're in Maceo Spice. Even if we weren't going on a cruise ship, we'd be pretty pumped because we're here in Galveston. We love going out of the studio. Even though we have a beautiful studio at KHEA Radio, man, we love having the opportunity to come hang out in the community. If you want to come say hi, maybe grab an early lunch. I see a giant sandwich right here that you're going to have to fight Curt for, but you have the possibility.
For breakfast.
Yeah. And it would last you for lunch and dinner, I'm pretty sure.
I'm already full. I know there's another burrito here. I think I'm going to just let you take that home and have it for your wife for later or something.
I have a burrito right there, Curt. This is your, you know what?
I don't know if I can eat all of this plus the muffaletta.
Bye.
You know what, Curt? I feel like if you don't eat that, this may be the last time that Consetta is going to give us food.
No.
Just say yes. So
I mean, well, don't do that because my employees will eat them.
yeah.
Sure.
Okay, that's just gross. Okay, let's just stop. Let's be sanitary.
We do have meatball subs today, too.
Oh, somebody mentioned that earlier.
Look. There's no place on earth that you can go to get a better meatball sub unless it's like someone's grandma at home. Because we make them with all the love.
Bye, Simon. Thank
Bye,
you.
Simon.
So
Yeah, come see us in here.
I see
All
some
right.
jars. So there's jars
bye.
and there's Maceo tomato gravy.
Yeah, check it out.
Is that what y'all use for the meatball sub? I'm a huge fan of meatball subs, and you're probably going to hate me whenever I tell you this, but whenever I was a
Don't tell me,
kid,
like, Subway.
I remember going to kindergarten, and we did half a day back then because that's just what you did, right? And
Do they not do that anymore?
no, they do full days kindergarten. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot for a kid,
Yeah.
and it can be tough. But we did half a days in kindergarten, and I remember I was in the PM, but my mom, it was the best days whenever we'd go to Subway, and I would
knew
get
it.
I would get a
I knew
meatball
it.
sub. But for me as a kid, I was just like, I love meatball subs, and that was like a special treat. So I'm a big fan, but I can't even compare Subway and what you do. But
No.
I'm just saying that was a memory as a kid that I
Yeah.
had with meatball subs.
For sure. No, so we jar this, which is the base to our gravy. So when we make it in-house, we start with all the ingredients that are in here, but we also have pork butt that we add to it, a little cheese that we add to it, and we cook it down for like 2 days.
Did she say pork butt?
Uh-huh.
She did.
Yeah. So pork shoulder also is what it's called. It's a little thing I learned at the grocery store one day, arguing with my dad that they don't have pork shoulder, they only have pork butt, or the other way around. Anyway,
do you sometimes do you do that? I know working with family
do we argue?
is awesome. I'm sure.
Oh,
but
hey.
I'm sure sometimes there's it's good times, and then sometimes you maybe like argue and disagree. But is it usually like you're right or he's right most of the time? You're like, you know what, Dad, you're right, or he's like, Concetta, I'm sorry, you're right.
He never says I'm right. That's
Even if
for
you
sure.
are? Okay.
Oh yeah, and I'm not always right. I'll just say that. But most of the time I am.
It was really cool talking to your dad
Man,
earlier.
I was super happy that he came out and had some words.
I mean,
that were nice.
That was the first
Just
time.
kidding.
Yeah, it was great. He was talking about, kind of being how this restaurant here, the Maceo Spice Company, is kind of a staple or a piece of what makes Galveston Galveston. Is that something that you agree with?
Most definitely. Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure the community will say the same thing.
Hey, you have a lot of family here, right?
I have a good amount of family, not a lot.
You have a brother, right?
I do have a brother.
His name Ronnie?
That's my dad.
I'm sorry. What's your
Frank.
Frank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frank
My
is my
sister
brother.
was saying that she knows your brother, and I was
Okay.
like, "Wait, do you know Concetta?" And she said, "No, I don't necessarily know Concetta, but yeah, but I'm sorry, yeah."
That's
I
okay.
lost where I was going with that, but
It's all
I remember
good.
she was telling me, and I was like, "Man, it's a small world," because she used to live down here on Galveston Island,
Yeah.
and it's like a community that you don't. It's different. It's different than on the mainland, I guess.
Yeah. So just, another reminder, I didn't grow up here, so people don't know me. Good morning, Rocio. People don't know me, growing up as well as my brother because he did grow up here. I grew up in Austin for when I was little and then in the Woodlands mostly. So I didn't move here until after I graduated college, so really only been here about 5 years.
Yeah. So we're showing off this jar of the
I know.
Maceo tomato gravy, and I was like doing some hand modeling and turning it around, and Curt was just like, "Gardy, what are you doing?"
know.
Giving me a head shake. But I'm like, I'm just showing off how big this jar is. And why is it called tomato gravy? I don't think I've ever heard that. Is it to be?
It's like a Sicilian thing.
Okay.
We call it gravy, or my good friend Mark Delasso will argue with me all day that it's called suka, but suka is translates to gravy in English, so it's essentially the same thing, but I call it gravy.
I like
So
it.
there's a lot of Italian roots in this restaurant. Why?
Well, my grandfather, Sicilian. My grandfather is first-generation American. His parents came over in the early 1900s to the port of New Orleans, and then they made their way this way. We have a lot of family that stopped off in Beaumont and then came here. And then a lot of my immediate family moved to Austin. Not immediate, sorry. My first cousins, they all live up in Austin. But those are the three main areas that we live.
One of our friends, his name is Giorgio. Is it Giorgio from Italy? Where's Giorgio from? He owns Sloppy Nick's. Him and his family, they
I think it is, or is he Sicilian too?
he may be Sicilian as well, but he was on the stream earlier, and he was mentioning the spices and saying, I need to go check this place out.
Absolutely. I have been to his restaurant. So come on,
Yeah,
Giorgio.
The family owns, I guess, Pomodoro's, which is in that
Oh, yeah.
same area as well. Cucina.
For sure.
Or Cucina, I found out. Is that the right way to say
Yeah.
it?
And so Sicilian is Sicilian or Sicilia. But I don't say it that way.
Yeah, we did
I've been corrected.
we did filming for them, and I was just like, okay, I want to say this correctly. And I actually asked one of the servers, and I feel like I should have asked Giorgio or Luigi, because they would have maybe told me the exact way to say it. I was like, I'm going to look like a fool.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the first. It won't be the last time. But, sometimes you say stuff wrong. We went to a place that actually is relocating now. It's the Wild Game and Grill, Sammy's Wild Game Grill. And I said peasant instead of pheasant. Talking about, but it happened so quick, and I was like, Curt, you could have edited that out.
Man.
I left it in the video
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah, isn't
We're gonna
that
be eating
lovely?
some
That's
peasants.
awesome.
Ooh,
Come have
yummy.
some peasants.
Man.
That's the kind of order I like.
I feel like that's where you need to do your homework.
You would
before,
think, right?
Just browse over that menu.
But whenever you show up to a place and they're serving everything from camel to apparently
Kangaroo.
peasant, kangaroo, and I was reading over the menu just a little bit, and then they bring you out stuff. And
Yeah.
when we go to somewhere, we just say, "What do you want to show?" And that's what they do.
Yeah.
Right. So it was a weird situation, and we've learned a lot since then. I would think you would think, but okay. Something else I noticed: if you've never been to Maceo's,
oh yeah,
you look at the walls,
Mhm.
and people have the opportunity to write on the walls. Can you share about that?
Yeah, so that was a tradition my dad started at our other location. And I don't know if it was a customer. Someone just asked this the other. Good morning, Fritz. Good morning. This is Fritz. He's one of my dad's good friends. Hey, I make coffee if you want.
I want to be one of your dad's good friends, so I just want to come hang
See?
out.
All you got to do is come hang out. Do some things for him, hang out, you know?
Good time.
No, so I don't know if it was someone who wrote on the wall and then my dad saw it. Highly doubt that. Or my dad said, here, hey, sign the wall. That's probably more so what happened.
Did y'all do that at your house? Like,
no. Well, you know what? Actually, in my grandparents' house, there was like an arch that went from the living room to the dining area, and my grandmother always marked all of the grandkids on the arch.
Oh, okay,
you know,
yes.
as they got taller.
Yeah.
I was clever to mark my grandma, so you could kind of see her like
Oh,
getting a little
no.
shorter. But yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, so everybody comes in, either to ask for a Sharpie to sign, or we suggest, hey, is it your first time? Make sure you sign the wall. Look for it when you come back. And it's a really cool thing to see people come back year after year, or month after month, or however long it takes them to come back in.
If you're looking at the stream right now on Facebook, you see where me and Kurt came. I guess it has the date. That's not our date, actually, but we came. It was about a little over a year ago because it shows up on our Facebook memories. Kurt, show some of the other signatures that are all over the wall. Kurt says our signature got covered up.
Let's take a look at the picture first.
Well, that's a really cool picture.
And that's, I'm going to tell you who
Enough
made that
said.
decision, and that is Ranio.
Oh. Hey, there was more.
See?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But look, our names are still there.
At least he was mindful enough to leave your names showing.
Gardy Garcia and Curt Casper, KHEA.com, Kickstart, 99.5 FM. We should sign it again.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
So I have a good friend and customer of ours that comes every year for her birthday, and she has her signature, and then she just puts the date under it every time. So that's right there above the Hollywood Dinner Club menu.
Oh, wow. Be like, stop coming. No, of
No,
course.
not at all. I love them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So meatball subs is what's happening today.
Meatball subs. I don't know if we've got oysters today, but probably. And then
How do y'all serve oysters?
either raw or fried.
Are you an oyster fan?
I love oysters.
Yeah, we
Love
had some
them.
great oysters the other day at Bayshore Grill and Billiards.
Have you been to their Gilhooly's?
I haven't. I've been to Gilhooly's,
Okay.
but I haven't been lately. And I remember seeing y'all there, and I feel like y'all posted some kind of crazy pricing that they had, and I was like, I gotta get out there. Maybe it was for crawfish.
It's 3 for 15
oysters.
is what they got going on. Yeah, well, it's like $6 for a dozen. We don't talk too much about price, but yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. We were
That's
just out there
nuts.
the other day for karaoke.
Nice.
I feel
Oh,
like
wait,
you
I
would
feel
kill
like I
it at
saw it.
karaoke.
I love karaoke, okay? Love it. Love it. I get up there. There's video out there of me dancing to Rolling on the River and
Of course.
singing. But, I use that entire dance floor, and I just, I own it. I own it.
Did you see my rendition of
Man.
Are You Gonna Be My Girl?
I didn't watch all of it,
But it was pretty good, right?
but I wanted to watch it. I couldn't watch all of it, but I just...
If you see the
I'd
first,
like to watch
the
it.
first 3 seconds where he's like doing this, kind of like flailing
Is that like the
around,
whole thing?
That's enough. Yeah.
Okay. All
I
right.
said, Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
that's his go-to.
Nice.
That was a good song. Good choice.
Yeah.
Who picked it?
Cardi's like rolling his eyeballs.
No, he
over
picked
there.
it.
I did.
So, Gardy, did you get up and sing?
I didn't.
I
No, why?
like,
I'm not good.
Gardy was telling me that if he went up and did karaoke, that he would need an earpiece in, he would need the lights brought down, he would need more in his monitors, he might need his bass guitar.
You know what?
And I was like, Gardy, you
I'm a diva.
are a
I'm
diva.
like, I am a diva. I'm a self-proclaimed whenever it comes to singing.
And that is diva. I just listened to a Rachel Hollis podcast that was it was based on what you truly need to become an entrepreneur. And it's as soon as you think you need all these extra frivolous things to make it happen, you're wrong. Like all you need is your dream, and the ambition to do it.
I'm not cut out to be a karaoke
Like 1,
star.
2, 1, 2.
I'm not cut out to
Just
be.
get
I
up
don't
there.
have what
Gardy,
it takes.
how
Yeah,
about
well,
all of your
keep
life?
telling yourself that.
I don't
all
have what
your
it
life.
takes, and I know that.
You know,
No, you
earlier we
don't.
had
Self-aware.
That's
we
not.
had Brock in studio, and Brock brought up a really interesting point. He said, "Eat the frog." First thing you do in the morning, eat the frog. I feel like you singing karaoke without being a diva
Yeah,
is
okay.
eating the frog.
This is good.
Right?
Eat the frog.
So we're getting
Say
somewhere,
it like
but
that.
this isn't the final location. I don't feel like I'm cut out to be a karaoke star,
Like,
and
we
I'm
could probably
aware
karaoke here.
we could do karaoke here.
I can turn it on right here, right now. I
Curt,
don't have my phone on
Bum
me.
bum 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 bum. No.
Nah, I want Gardy to sing something else.
but what song?
Are you?
There's
gonna
like
be
there's actual
my
song.
girl?
Like for me, like okay, I'm a musician, and I've written
Oh,
songs and
you're
all
a
that.
musician, then why
Yes.
are you so scared?
Because I'm not scared. That's the thing. Like I'm not
Sounds like
nervous.
he's
I'm not
scared.
scared.
He's scared.
He's
I'm
so
not-
scared. He's so scared.
He's like, I need the right. If I
I need,
can't
hold on,
sing,
wait.
I'm spoiled. So check it out.
I need all the things.
If we have gear and we're used to using all this, and then we went back to using a phone, I feel like it would be there'd be something missing. So I've played a lot of places. I've sang a lot of places in front of like 2 people and in front of like thousands of people, right? So I'm used to having a certain type of thing, and I know that it would be bad if I didn't. And so
Okay.
for me, I'm just like, I don't want to do something that's like below what I'm potentially
you. I hear
capable
you.
of, and then I'm
Nah.
just going to be embarrassed, and I'm going to be like, man, not proud of it.
But it kind of sounds like you're saying
I'm a diva.
you're a diva.
I am.
Like
Here's-
it sounds
here's the
like
difference.
I'm too good for that.
Gardy,
I am.
I
You're
used to
not.
grow up watching American Idol, and they had to sing a cappella, right, when they're auditioning.
What would you do for that? What would you do if they're
Acapella,
like, hold
no
up,
earphones.
take it all out?
You're not going to be
I'm
America's
not
Next Top Model.
I'm not America's Top Model, and I'm
Oh,
not good enough.
American Idol. Something completely different.
And I
Sorry.
know I'm not good enough to be an American Idol.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Quit saying
I'm
that.
aware.
Look,
Eat
I'm
the
aware.
frog, Gardy.
It's reality.
Eat the frog.
Look, eat
Thanks,
the
Brock.
frog.
Yeah, you do the most difficult thing in the morning. Like if your task, I have to explain it because everyone's like, well, how are we talking about eating frogs? If you wake up and your only
You're the
job,
only one talking about it.
the only job is to eat a frog, right? Are you gonna wait all day to do your one thing, or
I
are
feel
you
like
gonna
you would,
knock it
Curt.
down in the morning so it's out of the way?
Man, you know, I have different schools of thought on that. This is
Procrastinate?
Jody. Come
Eat
say
the
hi.
What's up? Come
Eat
say
the
hi.
frog. Jody will eat the frog. Jody woke up early this morning.
We appreciate you. Because you were here, and the door was unlocked.
He didn't even say anything. He was like,
Wait, what?
I don't do mornings. That's why.
Not at
Took me a
all.
little while to wake up.
us too.
Yeah, because y'all normally open at what time?
Well, wholesale opens at 9, and then our retail restaurant opens at 11.
So
So you have, you know, those 2 hours, 9 to 11, that you don't really know if people are going to come in to shop or want a muffalata, or so usually we have to be prepared for whatever.
So somebody just tuned in and they said,
Hi.
"Hey, where are you guys at? What's going on? Can you let us know?"
We're at Maceo Spice, an import company on 27th and Market. 2706 Market Street is our actual physical address. We're in Galveston, Texas, 77550 if you need to put the zip code in, or if you just want to send me a little
Letter.
on how great this show was. But yeah,
Pen it.
we're here every single day of the week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5. We serve lunch 11 to 3. And then Sunday, we do brunch 10 to 2. And I thought about making y'all something from our brunch menu today. I just didn't feel like it.
That's fine. I mean, we've had enough food that I'm stuffed already eating the muffaletta.
Giant burritos.
Hey, I have to ask. So
Tell us.
last month, you guys, it was kind of a busy time here at Galveston.
Man.
Nuts.
Nuts.
But I have to ask about one video that I saw, and Gardy, maybe you saw this too. You're sitting right down here in Galveston, and you had your cat with you.
Jerry.
Jerry!
And
Space
he was
cat.
inside
My little baby cat.
a little box and was like
Yes.
peeking out, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this
So
is
he's
the
kind
only
of
cat.
peeking right now. I don't know if y'all seen or noticed. Maybe
There's
someone's
a cat
blocking
around
him.
here.
But look, can
There's
y'all
a
zoom
cat
in on this right here?
There's a cat in the shop? No.
No.
It's a
Is
poster.
this
But
a
I had
cutout of
him
him?
strategically placed. So this is Jerry. He's the most beautiful cat in the world.
oh my gosh.
He is a Scottish fold, but his ears did not fold, so he's a Scottish straight. I like to say it. Apparently that's like not a thing, but anyway, so he's going to be 2 in May, and he was the Grand Marshal of the Pet Parade this year.
How do you earn
Hi,
such
good
an
morning,
honor?
Sadie.
How do you earn such
Y'all,
an
this is
honor to
Sadie.
be the Grand Marshal of the Pet Parade?
Well, I was voluntold by a dear friend of mine to be an EPO this year for the Galveston Humane Society for their Paws Gala. So they'd throw a gala every year to fundraise for the Humane Society for the shelter down here. And of course, I was like, yes, we're in. And I thought, maybe Dino would be better because he's he came from a rescue and all this, and Jerry didn't quite. But they were like, nope, we want Jerry. He's the best.
How many cats do you have?
I have 1. I have a cat and a dog.
Okay.
So Dino is my German Shepherd, and then Jerry is my sweet little babe. But anyway, so we, between Jerry and I, raised a little, close to $32,000, I want to say. Maybe 27.
That's a lot
30.
in pet money, too.
Yeah, just us, and that was just
Like
cash. That was just cash
$210,000 in cat money.
donations. Didn't count any other like baskets or anything that we did, but we won. So Jerry got to be the Grand Marshal, and usually it's a dog that wins, of course, But there's only been like 2 or 3
politics.
cats that have won too.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy Townsend was the very first cat, and she's my dear cat friend. And I forget who the other was. I want to say someone that I know very well. I don't know. Caroline, maybe you can tell me who it was because I totally forget. Anyway, so Jerry, I didn't want to put him in the parade because it would have been too much for him. So I made this awesome cardboard cutout of him, and I had my husband Dustin walk down the street with him in his hands while we threw beads. It was a lot of fun.
Why are pets so important to you? It seems like, I guess, the Humane Society and that is pretty important.
Well, so they're a no-kill shelter, and, I've always adopted cats if I adopt them. It's always good to adopt them from a shelter instead of buying them because, there's so many out there that need homes and need love. And, they bring so much joy to a home that I want to be able to, support that. So I did. And all I did was just ask the question to people I knew.
I have to give a shout out to our intern, Ethan, who is
Hi,
sitting
Ethan.
back at the studio. Ethan, I
That
know
was
you're
me.
watching this, but take a look at that muffaletta that you can't have.
Aw.
Sorry.
That's so mean.
But he
Kurt.
said pet politics.
that was me.
Ha.
Oh, wait, you
No,
did
yeah,
that?
Yeah, that's what I said. Pet politics, when you're talking about, it's usually a
Oh,
dog.
I
Yeah.
thought it was Ethan.
But I was like, it's the politics.
It's the politics. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Ethan, you can have the muffaletta now. Sorry for being rude to you.
Yeah. And
messed
then
up.
sometimes, not sometimes, but a lot of the time, all the time, if I put my mind to something, like, I have to win. Like, if it's a competition, I'm bad about it. And if I don't win, I'm not like a sore loser. I'm like, whatever. But I really, I compete hard. I was sweating Wednesday before Saturday. The gala was on Saturday. And I remember going to Michelle's office and I was just like, you got to tell me. I am losing it. And she's like, it's just for the pets. And I'm like, it's not though. Like, I got to win. So
Was there anybody close?
the second place was, I think, about 10,000 under me. 10.
So not really.
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
And it's for a great cause.
Yeah.
And are you going to be trying to do that again next year?
No. No. So once you're an EPO and you win, I feel like it's not fair to run again because, I can't win every time. So got to let someone else,
Are you going to pick another cause?
Probably. So I'm going to help out some. I'd like to get more involved with the Paws Gala this year. And then right now I'm working with Moms on a Mission.
Mm-hmm.
So I just joined up with them, that nonprofit. So I've been working diligently to try to get raise funds for the Dickinson community to rebuild. I live there, as some of you know. I lost everything in Harvey. They helped rebuild our home. So once we were back in, I said, I'm committed to helping y'all and helping this organization because it was by far one of the greatest things to see. 3 moms who they raise their kids, they dedicate their lives to their families, and they saw other families in need, and they just, ran with it, and it was just so beautiful to see like how much they did to so many people, or for so many people in the area. So that's kind of my next on my sights right now.
All right. And y'all
Yeah.
have a scholarship, I think, that's open. People can nominate or write a essay.
Absolutely. So I just recently shared. We've been sharing on our main page all the time. But if you go on my Facebook, or I think I'm going to be sharing through Maceo's today. So if you aren't friends with me, you can always like our page and check it out, or like Moms on a Mission, Mom, and find that there's a Texas with Mom on it as our logo. But we're giving away a $1,000 scholarship to a Dickinson senior. They just have to fill out the application, do the essay, and then deadline is the 31st, and we've got a board of members. We have board members to review the applications, and they're going to pick one winner.
And y'all are trying to pick somebody who gives back and volunteers.
Absolutely.
That's really
So
important.
it's a love your neighbor type
Yeah.
thing. So, how Harvey impacted them, it doesn't necessarily mean you had to be hit by Harvey, but it does mean that maybe you stepped up above and beyond. I know when Katrina hit, I was in high school, and my mom's side of the family is all from New Orleans. And so I saw it firsthand with my grandma, my aunts, my uncles, just home shattered. And I thought, what can we do? So with my school, I raised about $15,000 through high school, through just organizing it and selling T-shirts, and I ended up starting to sell tardy passes, and that's really where it went down. $20 for one tardy pass, and my principal called me in, and he was like, "Hey, what are we gonna do about this? Because kids are buying these up, and everybody's tardy to class." And I was like, "You can't take it back now." So they honored it that year, but they didn't let them do it again. But my mom matched with her, the bank that she worked for. They matched it, so we ended up sending over another 30-something thousand over to help kids, or not kids, but help families in New Orleans. So when I saw Moms on a Mission and what they were doing, it tugged at my heartstrings, because that was something that I felt very passionate about, from a very young age. So to know that a kid can do a lot with seeing and empathizing, I think that this scholarship is an awesome thing to offer.
There's a couple kids that come to my mind that helped us volunteer right after Harvey, because we were operating. Yeah, Benny. Benny was actually the one I was thinking of right now.
So did y'all?
Right.
Did you send it to him?
No, I just thought of it whenever you were saying.
Does he go to Dickinson High School?
He doesn't. He goes to Hitchcock,
Shucks.
I believe.
Okay.
So.
Dang,
But there
he could have been, right? Like,
Yeah.
he could have definitely been a part of that.
Yeah.
So Dickinson, we know a lot of Dickinson was affected, and
Yeah.
right now y'all are focusing on Dickinson. In the future, is there? I'm sure y'all are planning, and there's a lot of other events that are going on. I know, talking to Sarah, I think y'all were collecting some diapers and some other supplies.
Yeah,
to be able to take
absolutely.
for our community baby shower.
Yes, for sure. So I think we talked about it last time we saw y'all, but we would like to come out and help out. We are Moms on a Mission, so we'd like to set up, and then if there's anyone there that owns a home in Dickinson still rebuilding, we'd like to have them sign up with us, but we're collecting stuff still. And it's not just diapers though, right? It's anything across the board.
Newborn-wise, yeah.
Newborn, yeah.
We've had, strollers, diaper bags. I think right now we need a need for diaper bags. If you want to donate, if you want to get involved, let us know, because we're going to be collecting, diaper bags, formula, even like newborn, anything that you would need. Like whenever you're pregnant and having a newborn baby.
Yeah.
So that event is taking place tomorrow from 11 to 1. So if you are an expecting mother, or even if you're not an expecting mother and you want to help, come out to Abundant Life Christian Center, 601 Delaney Road in Lamarck, Texas. We are collecting those items. We are going to give them away. We have over 300 expecting mothers registered for this event.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to help all of them.
Somebody said the other day, well, when you have that many pregnant ladies, like expecting moms, there's 300, and there may be more. The odds that one of them go into labor during this event are maybe kind of high. Like, you could have
gosh,
some. We're
that
gonna
makes
have
me
doctors.
nervous. Are you
there,
going to have doctors? Okay.
Doctors,
We're going to have doctors and
nurses.
nurses talking about pregnancy and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
How nuts would that be
It would be interesting.
if someone just...
Well, we're going to be
Time.
filming, so
Okay, please
I
don't
don't
film
know.
that. Please don't film that.
Well, yeah.
Have you? I don't know if
Oh.
you've. I'm sure you have. You have kids.
I'm just thinking.
That's intense.
I'm just thinking is all because
I was there for one of my best friend's baby's birth less than a year ago. Maybe it was a year ago, actually. And that was intense.
was it beautiful? The joy of childbirth. Kurt had a baby the other
You
day.
know,
I did have a baby.
the process was interesting. Women can do some serious things. I mean, they make humans, so there's that. They grow humans, okay?
And they
But-
run an awesome shop in Galveston.
That's true. That's true. But once that baby is born and is there and you're holding it in this sweet, sweet face, oh my gosh. I have baby fever. I want a baby.
You can have Kurt.
Not quite yet.
He's like a big old ball of a
Wow.
baby over here.
It's okay. I've got 2 wonderful stepkids and a husband and pets. We're good.
And
like
a
this
cat.
baby right
And a
here.
cat.
Jerry.
Man,
Jerry.
he's so cute.
Yeah, he's just hanging out chilling.
I almost said I just saw Pierre tuned in for a little bit, and Pierre kind of took our taco, and I was gonna say like, hey, we want to take your cat and put it in our studio.
What taco?
Our taco.
you're not the one you gave us.
Not,
Okay, I was about to get mad there. The big one?
And he hasn't taken this
pinata
one.
one?
This one won't last. Yeah, not the small pinata one. He's
Oh, okay.
babysitting it for us.
Got it. Yeah.
We'll
well,
get it
you know,
back
if
one
you
day.
want Jerry as a prop, I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Hey, that would be kind of fun. We'd have to find a spot in studio for him. He's chilling.
He is.
Jerry has beautiful eyes.
I like that
Jerry
he's-
is gorgeous.
It's kind of creepy that he's over my shoulder.
So I don't know if y'all noticed, but he was back behind y'all the entire time.
I didn't notice until I noticed, and you're like, "Hey, look!" And he's like peeking out.
Yeah.
Is he always there?
No.
Or you just? Like,
I
put
did
him
that
there
for y'all.
this, an Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just a little treat, and I think it's hilarious on the screen right here. Y'all can't
Pretty
see it
awesome.
right now, but oh, you can. It's on
Yeah,
that screen.
It is on that screen.
Cool.
So we have
Yeah.
about 2 minutes left. Cassette,
Okay.
is there anything else you'd like to share while you're here?
Well, summer's coming up. You know, I want to see faces on this island. Y'all, if y'all are on the island, come by, say hi. You know, I'm looking forward to. This has been a crazy busy year this year, so I'd like to see more of it. We've got a lot to see, a lot to look at in here, and we're always open to. You know, we make all of our blends, so we're open to tasting through with them. You know, I can help you find what you're looking for. You might not even know what you're looking for. I can help you find it. But yeah, I'm excited to be out at the baby drive.
Community baby shower.
Yeah,
Community
thank you. Community baby
exciting.
shower.
It's
I
gonna
don't
be
know what to
fun.
call it. That sounds like it's going to be fun.
It'll be wild. Starts
So-
at 11. If you want to get involved, send us a message. You know,
Yes.
reach out to us because we are still accepting donations. If you walked into KHEA radio, it's probably a good thing that we're not there today because like you're walking through diapers.
Oh.
We're expecting about 300. We think there's going to be more. Well, 300 have registered, and anytime we do something like that, 300 registered. I mean, maybe 400 or 500 people show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Question. So is it what community? How are you reaching out? Is it
You can
Galveston
get there.
County or is it, I mean, just
If you can
anyone?
get
Anybody,
there.
if you can get to the community baby shower, you can be there.
We do
Nice.
ask that you come yourself. Some people have reached out and said, "Hey, can I,
So what if
my-
they're on bed rest?
I don't know. That's a great question. I'll have to talk to our boss. Talk to our
Yeah.
boss. But we have heard like, hey, my sister's having a baby. Can I come in their place? And it's like
Oh,
we're
okay.
asking
Got it.
for you to
Yeah,
come,
for
to
sure.
come. Just to make it easier on us because it's going to be we need all the volunteers we can get. We need all the supplies
Yeah.
we can get. We want to make sure it's fair and take care of the people that are able to get there and just try to
And
do something good.
Can you put a link to where they can volunteer on this thread, on this live,
Yeah.
so we can share that out? And
Yeah, we'll be able to put a link to the event.
Cool.
The best way to find out information and volunteer is pretty much just show up, find me, Kurt, and we'll be able to point you to someone. Be like, here, they're going to ask you to do something. I mean, we're going to be passing stuff out, just trying to keep people in order. On Christmas, we gave away about 700 to 1,000 toys like bicycles and
Nice.
scooters, and there was a line of hundreds of people like 2 hours before it was supposed to start. And so trying to keep that many people in order and make sure if anybody has any questions, where are the restrooms?
Right.
It takes a lot of people.
For sure.
So we'd appreciate your help if you're able to
Yeah.
help us. This is 99.5 FM, KHEARadio.com. It's 9:31 a.m. We're streaming live in Macio's. We're about to go on a cruise ship.
Woo!
Hang out.
Yes, thank you again for letting us come down here.
Of course. Thank y'all for
and
coming.
do our show, and we're going to be headed over to the cruise. Thank you to, I want to say big shout out to Josh and Karen Edge of Cruise Planners for allowing us to give away a cruise. We have to go film that here in a little bit.
That's so awesome.
All right. Hey, y'all have a good day. Be blessed. Appreciate you.
Peace out, y'all.
Check out Maceo's.
Bye, guys.
Bye.